picture this. You're standing on a street in Delhi. It's buzzing, right? The sounds, the colors, just that nonstop energy. But underneath all that, there's another rhythm. A constant hum keeping millions, literally millions, moving, connecting lives across the whole national capital region. I'm talking, of course, about the Delhi Metro. It's quite something, isn't it? The quick journeys, the way it links everything up, the sheer volume of life it touches daily. And today, August 25th, 2025, is a pretty big day for this lifeline, because after almost a decade, the Delhi Metro has changed its fares. So we're going to dive deep into what this actually means for you, the commuter, for your daily trips, and, well, for the future of this amazing urban system. Our mission today: unpack the changes, explore why they're happening now, understand the real impact on your pocket, and look at that bigger picture balancing costs with keeping it affordable. Basically, not just what changed, but why it really matters.
Exactly. It's definitely more than just tweaking prices. This adjustment, it really reflects the complex reality of running a system that's become the absolute backbone of daily life in Delhi and the NCR. It's a move that, frankly, has been brewing for a while, balancing a lot of different pressures.
Right, sounds complex. So let's get practical. For the millions using the metro every day, what's the immediate difference they'll feel starting today? How does it compare?
Okay, so for most people, most trips, you're looking at a relatively small increase, generally somewhere between 1 and 4 rupees per journey. The Airport Express line sees a bit more, up to 5 rupees on some stretches. But the key thing here is this is the first change in 8 years. 8 years. So while, 1 rupee here or 4 rupees there might not sound like much per trip, the DMRC has been absorbing rising costs for a very long time.
8 years. Yeah, that's a significant gap for any major service, especially with Delhi's growth. So can you maybe break down the new structure for a typical weekday commute?
Sure. Let's take short trips, like under 2 kilometers. That goes from 10 rupees to 11, just 1 rupee more. A common kind of trip, maybe 2 to 5 kilometers, think local market runs, or short office commutes that moves from 20 rupees to 21. Again, just 1 rupee. Mid-range, say 5 to 12 kilometers, now costs 32 rupees. That's up 2 rupees from 30. Then for the longer commutes, 12 to 21 kilometers, it's gone from 40 rupees to 43, a 3 rupee increase. For those traveling the furthest, over 32 kilometers across the network, the fare jumps from 60 rupees to 64. That's 4 rupees.
Okay, so it's a tiered increase, more for longer distances.
Mhm.
Makes sense. And the Airport Express, that vital link, say, New Delhi to Yashabumi Dwarka Sector 25, or the airport itself. What's the top fare there now?
The maximum you'll pay on the Airport Express line is now 75 rupees. And that line is, well, it's crucial for connecting major hubs, and its operating costs are a bit different, faster trains, specialized setup. But it's not just about fares going up. What's really interesting, I think, is how they're trying to encourage travel at different times.
Ugh, that's a really important point. So even with these increases, there are ways to save baked right in. What should people know?
Absolutely. Big news is all the existing discount schemes are staying put. So if you use a DNRC smart card, you still get that automatic 10% off every single trip. But here's the clever part, the real strategy. If you travel during off-peak hours, that's before 8 a.m., then between noon and 5 p.m., and again after 9 p.m., you get another 10% off. So using a smart card during those times means a total saving of 20%. That's pretty substantial.
20%. Wow, okay, that's a serious incentive to maybe shift your travel time if you can. What about weekends or holidays? Any breaks for leisure travel?
Yes, exactly. They've kept a slightly lower fare structure for Sundays and national holidays. It's a smart way to encourage people to use the metro for fun and maybe spread out the passenger load a bit. For example, that 5-kilometer trip we mentioned. On a Sunday, it's 11 rupees, same as the shortest distance, not the weekday 21. Even the longest trips, over 32 kilometers, are 54 rupees on these days compared to 64 on weekdays. So the message is clear: travel smart, and you can definitely manage the cost. Oh, and one more thing for digital users, the new multiple journey QR ticket, the MJQRT, that also offers the 20% off peak discount.
Okay, so it's not just a simple hike, it's more strategic, trying to shape travel patterns. Which brings us straight to the why. 8 years since 2017. What's happened in that time to make this necessary now?
Well, think about it like this. For 8 years, DMRC has basically been swallowing rising costs. Everything from just general inflation impacting maintenance and salaries to unpredictable energy prices, electricity costs, plus the huge expense of essential upgrades to keep the system modern and safe. It's like running your household budget for 8 years while groceries, utilities, everything just keeps getting more expensive, but your income stays the same.
And it's not just any household, is it? It's a massive, sprawling operation that keeps growing. Just remind us of the sheer scale of the Delhi Metro today.
Oh, it's monumental. Truly. We're talking over 394 kilometers of track now,
Yeah.
289 stations,
Mhm.
12 different corridors. And it's not just Delhi anymore, is it? It stretches into Noida, Gurugram, Ghaziabad. It even integrates the Noida Metro Aqua Line and the Rapid Metro in Gurugram. It's this incredibly complex, interconnected web.
And the number of people relying on this web, it's just staggering. I remember seeing some figures about daily ridership.
The operational load is immense. On an average day, you're looking at over 6 million passenger journeys. 6 million. But the real eye-opener was recently, August 8th, 2025, during Raksha Bantan. They hit an all-time record. 8,187,674 passenger journeys in a single day. Think about managing that. They had to run 92 extra train trips that day alone and planned for 455 more the next day. It's a colossal logistical challenge.
Moving the population of a small country in one day, that's hard to even imagine. Which I guess leads to the crucial question, how do you possibly sustain something that vital, that huge, and still keep it accessible?
And that's the absolute core of this decision. It's this constant balancing act between operational sustainability and affordability. The DMRC needs enough revenue to maintain the high service standards people expect, safety, cleanliness, punctuality. But critically, it also needs funds for future expansion. It's a really delicate tightrope.
Speaking of expansion, what's actually on the books that requires this kind of investment?
Well, the network is always pushing outwards. There are plans like extending the Green Line out to Rohtak, aiming for 2025. And then you have recent additions like that 2-kilometer extension of the Airport Express line to the new Yashapumi Convention Center in Dwarka Sector 25. That just opened in September 2023. Every new kilometer, every new station, it's a huge upfront cost. And then ongoing maintenance forever. This fare adjustment is, well, it's a necessary piece of funding that future.
Right, so let's bring it back down to the ground. For you, listening now, how does this actually impact your daily commute? Can we walk through some examples? A short hop, say Patel Chowk to Connaught Place, that's a 1 rupee increase. Monthly impact.
For that kind of short trip, yeah, it's about 60 rupees extra a month, assuming a 5-day work week. Roughly the cost of maybe 1 or 2 extra cups of chai, maybe.
Yeah.
For a mid-distance ride, let's say Rajiv Chowk down to Chhatarpur, that's around 15 kilometers. The increase is 3 rupees per trip. So over a month, that's about 180 rupees extra.
Okay. And for the really long hauls, like
Yeah.
Noida City Center way out to Dwarka Sector 21, over 32 kilometers.
That's where the 4 rupee increase kicks in. So per month, you're looking at approximately 240 rupees extra. And if you frequently use the Airport Express, say from New Delhi to Yashapumi, that up to 5 rupee increase could mean an extra 150 to maybe 300 rupees a month, depending on your exact trip and frequency. Now, individually, these amounts might seem manageable for some, but the key insight, I think, is the cumulative effect. For someone earning a daily wage, an extra 240 rupees a month isn't trivial at all. It could be several meals, essential supplies. It really underscores that tightrope DMRC is walking, serving a city with such a wide economic spectrum.
That's a very important perspective. Even small changes can really pinch some budgets. So let's pivot. How can you, the commuter, minimize this impact? What are the smart moves?
Okay, number one, absolutely, is using a DMRC smart card or that digital MJQRT. That baseline 10% discount on every trip, it's automatic savings right there.
And then that off-peak travel strategy seems like the biggest lever people can pull.
Definitely. If your schedule has any flexibility at all, aiming for travel before 8 a.m., between noon and 5 p.m., or after 9 p.m. unlocks that full 20% discount, over time, that can really offset a good chunk of the fare increase. It's about strategic travel.
And for weekend explorers or those with flexible schedules, hitting the metro on Sundays or holidays sounds like another win.
Yeah, planning those longer leisure trips for Sundays or national holidays definitely takes advantage of the lower fare slabs. It's a good way to save a bit when you're out and about for fun. Plus, embracing the digital option like the MJQRT on your phone isn't just about discounts. It saves you time standing in queues, which can be long at busy stations.
Now, predictably, this fare hike has generated a lot of buzz. We've seen chatter online, people talking. What's the general feeling out there?
It's pretty mixed, as you'd expect. You definitely see frustration. Some people are questioning the timing, especially given ongoing issues like peak hour crowding. You hear specific complaints, too, like about the Green Line still using shorter 4-coach trains when others like the Blue Line have 6 or even 8. That makes a huge difference to capacity, right? And then there are the little annoyances, like the display board saying a train is 5 minutes away, but it actually takes 7 or 8 minutes. That kind of stuff fuels the frustration.
Yeah, I can see that. But there's understanding, too, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of commuters are quite pragmatic. They acknowledge that even with the hike, the metro is still by far one of the most affordable and reliable ways to get around Delhi NCR. Many put it in context a 1 to 4 rupee increase after 8 years, when the price of almost everything else has shot up. They see it as somewhat reasonable.
Hmm.
And of course, people really do appreciate the smart card discounts and the cheaper weekend fares. Those are seen as genuinely positive moves.
It helps to remember this isn't the first time fares have changed. Can you give us a quick look back, some historical context?
Right. So the last adjustment was back in 2017. And even that was done in 2 stages, based on what the Fourth Fare Fixation Committee recommended. That's an independent body that looks at the finances and suggests fares. Before 2017, unbelievably, fares hadn't changed since 2009, another 8-year gap. Now, the 2017 hike did cause a temporary dip in ridership, about 300,000 fewer daily passengers initially. But people came back fairly quickly because, well, the metro works. Its reliability won out. And this time, DMRC announced it pretty clearly on August 24th via their official X account, giving about a day's notice.
And stepping back even further, how does Delhi stack up globally? Are these fares high, low, average?
Globally, even after this hike, Delhi metro fares are remarkably low, very competitive. I mean, compared to, say, the London Underground. A single trip there can easily cost the equivalent of 300 to 600 rupees, sometimes more. Our maximum fare now is 64 rupees on regular lines, 75 on the airport line. So while we absolutely acknowledge the strain it can put on people within Delhi's diverse economy on the world stage, it remains an incredibly affordable mass transit system.
Okay, so looking beyond the ticket price itself, what about the metro's ongoing operation and future promises? How's DMRC responding, and what does this signal for improvements?
Well, the DMRC has publicly stated they'll be watching the impact very closely, how ridership shifts, how revenue changes. It suggests they'll use this data for future planning. And you can expect continued efforts to improve service. We see it during festivals with all those extra trains. They do try to increase frequency at busy interchange stations like Kashmir Gate, Rajiv Chowk, Mandoni House. Plus, they're pushing hard on digital ticketing like the MJQRT to make the whole process smoother.
But those challenges we mentioned, they don't just disappear overnight.
No, definitely not. Peak hour crowding is still a major issue, particularly on lines that haven't seen capacity increases like the Green Line. And occasional delays, waiting 8 or 10 minutes at Mandi House for a train towards Badarpur when you expect it sooner, those things still happen and they definitely frustrate regular commuters.
Stepping back, though, the metro is so much more than just trains and fares, isn't it? It's woven into the fabric of the city.
It absolutely is. It's become this powerful symbol of Delhi's modernization, its growth, its resilience, since it first started back in 2002. Think about those iconic lines, the Red Line. The first one, Rathala to Shahid Sthal. The Yellow Line connecting North and South Delhi, now stretching to Millennium City Center. The incredibly busy Blue Line linking Noida and Dwarka. And the Airport Express line really changed the game for airport connectivity. It's fundamentally reshaped how people navigate the entire region.
And the cultural side, too. It feels like a great leveler sometimes.
Exactly. It's this shared public space. You see students studying, office workers on laptops, families heading out for the day, all sharing the same coach. Stations like Rajiv Chowk or Kashmir Gate are more than just transit hubs. They're these vibrant meeting points reflecting the city's diverse energy. So, this fare hike, while driven by practical needs, really touches on its core identity as an essential service for everyone. It's this ongoing dance between progress, maintenance, and keeping it accessible.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, it feels pretty clear that this fare adjustment, while maybe not welcomed by everyone's wallet, is a calculated, necessary step for the Delhi Metro. It's about ensuring this world-class system can keep running smoothly, safely, and importantly, keep expanding to serve even more people in the future. It's that balancing act you mentioned.
And maybe it prompts a bigger question for all of us who use it, or even just benefit from it indirectly. As we swipe our cards or scan our phones, maybe we should think beyond just the rupees. How do we as a city, as commuters, value this infrastructure that literally keeps Delhi moving? What's the real price of this convenience, this connectivity? And, crucially, how do we make sure it stays within reach for everyone who depends on it?
That's the perfect thought to end on. Whether you ride it every day or just occasionally, the Delhi Metro is undeniably vital. It's efficient, it's relatively green, and it connects this vast, energetic region. So grab your smart card, maybe plan your trips a little more strategically now, and keep exploring the city. One metro ride at a time, perhaps with a little more appreciation for the complex machine working beneath your feet and the heartbeat it provides for Delhi.